On this episode of Nerdy Dating, we talk about women should make the first move. We also talk about having different political views and different lifestyles in your partner, and it's okay to stay together because of it. And we also talk about taking pictures with Chris Brown. Yeah, it came across this podcast. Well, sit around, have fun, drink some coffee, let's eat some popcorn, and enjoy another episode of Nerdy Dating, because like I always says, it's going to be a good one. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka, and thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate y'all. Please continue to follow, share, like, and let your friends know about this podcast. Let your family know about this podcast. Just a nerd in Kansas City, considered one of the worst cities to date in, giving out relationship advice. Because if I can date in Kansas City and have a successful dating life, you can too. And hopefully some of these tips help you out there as well. Now, let's get into today's topic. And this is something that came across my desk again. I was thinking about this as I was listening to a podcast where a lady was asked, how'd you meet your fiance? And then another lady was asked how she met her husband. And they both mentioned how they made the first move. So I was sitting there thinking, and then Olympics around the corner, Simone Biles. She made the first move with her husband. And then I was thinking about the book We Over Me by Kadeen and Devale Ellis. Well, Kadeen made the first move. The ladies made the first move. Then I was like, okay, something else started to hit me. My friends. I have two friends who are married from Bumble. They met their wives on Bumble. The lady made the first move on Bumble. Like, the lady has to make sure the guy first on Bumble. They're married. Two more friends. One who met in college. The lady made the first move. Who met at a grocery store. They're working together. The lady made the first move, and they seem to be in long-term relationships, if not married themselves. So I started to think, times are changing, equality is changing, gender equality is changing, stuff like that in nature. And it's more acceptable for ladies to be, choosing her own partner versus getting put into a situation where she was told to date this person. She's able to have her own job. She's able to make her own money. She's able to have her own car and do other things she wants to do on her own. Ladies can be independent and have their own stuff. So I started to think more and more. It's like, are women making the first move now? And if women are making the first move more, are they in longer relationships than if the guy made the first move? So I decided to ask a question on my Instagram, and the other day, it was teetering from women who made the first move, relationship will last longer, to the guy made the first move where relationship will last longer. And not once in the 24 hours that I made this post where if the guy made the first move and still together, did that overtip the scale of the lady making the first move and still together. And the final picture, the final results was 60% of ladies who made the first move, they are still together with their partner. And 40% of the guy making the first move, they're still together. And that got me wondering, ladies, if you make the first move, apparently you have a stronger chance of having a longer lasting relationship than if the guy makes the first move. That was something really interesting that came across my desk. And I just Googled it as well. And it came across on Google here that the reason why, why women might make the first move and have a better chance, because one, it's more fun than waiting around, according to Google. The right person might not approach you first. It can help with social skills. It can boost self-confidence. It can give the man a break, and men like to feel desired. So making the first move does put you in a better situation. And I think what it is, why the relationship with ladies making the first move might last longer, is because the lady knows what she wants. And she's going after what she wants. If the women are the one who selects a relationship and continue the relationship, make the relationship last longer when it comes to like, hey, I want a family, I want to get married. These are things that I'm looking for. I don't want casual, I want something serious. If the lady, majority of the time, is the one who's making that decision, and if a guy approach her and the guy's like, hey, I want to talk to you, I want to be with you, and she's like, I don't want this guy, and he's off, so long, Bowser, off to the next person, it makes sense why the lady make the first move, because she knows what she wants, why the relationship will last longer, versus the guy who makes the first move and the lady's like, I don't know if I really want to be with this guy. He's cool, he's nice and everything, but I just not the one I'm really into. And that's fair. The guy can be into the lady, but the guy's more off of physical attraction, what he's leading into it first, and then personality comes next. Versus the lady, it's not really more physical attraction. It's more how he makes you feel. The personality is first, and then the physical attraction comes afterwards. If she's not vibing with the personality, not vibing with what he can provide, it might not be a long-term relationship. She might have fun there in a moment, but she might not be in a long-term relationship. And this is the stuff I kind of looked up and researched in. However, there is another fact out there, and this is from ShaneCo.com, where 40% of Americans dating someone they met online or a dating app, but Tinder is the most successful matchmaker with 29.6% of respondents engaged or married to a partner from the dating app versus Bumble and Hinge, where Bumble is 12.9% are engaged and married, and 5% for Hinge who are engaged or married. So, but also with that stat, there's 100 million people on Tinder when it comes to Android devices. I don't know about iPhones, but there's 100 million users from the Google Play Store when it comes to Tinder, only 50 million when it comes to Bumble, and only 10 million when it comes to Hinge. So there's more people on Tinder than it is Bumble and Hinge, so therefore it makes sense why there'd be more successful rate on Tinder, Hinge, or Tinder than Bumble than Hinge. So it makes complete sense. With 10 million people and 5% on there are married and engaged, that's actually not that bad. But that's just a thought process there. But yeah, this is something that came across my desk when it came to that. So ladies, what all this information should tell you, it's okay to make the first move. Don't be nervous about making the first move. Shoot your shot. Now, do you need to shoot your shot every time? No. If you see a guy that you really want to talk to, that you see like, oh man, I really want to get to know this person looks interesting, this person looks fun to talk to, make that move. And how can you make that move? It could be the simple smiling wave. It could be simple head nod. It could be simple, hey, open it up. I'm not saying you need to make the move for the first date. It's just making the move to get the person to talk to you. Then from there, the guy wants to take you on a date, let him take you on a date. The guy wants to set up the next move, let him set it up. But put the ball in his court first, and then let it take from there. Sometimes guys, especially if you're a friend or know somebody working, for example, let's say the gym. See somebody in the gym all the time and you find them attractive, they find you attractive, but they don't want to be bothersome or a burden, they might not make that move. But you give them like a head nod, high, or a wave or smile, whatever the case may be, it could open up the door for a move. Heck, one of the things you can do, like, hey, if you talk to somebody, met somebody at a place, and you reach out to them again, say, hey, it's fun meeting you. You know, I'd like to hang out with you again sometime. That right there, it's not really saying like, hey, let's set a time and place. You're just letting them know you like to hang out with them. The guy from there can make that first move and say, hey, I'm gonna take her on a date. I'm gonna set a time and place. So ladies, be okay with making the first move. And also think about this. With dating apps today, with so many people connecting with people in different ways, the world is much bigger when it comes to finding a partner. The person you see at one time, you be like, well, I want to talk to him, but I don't want to talk to him. He can find somebody else. You just missed your window of opportunity. So the window of opportunity to meeting somebody and find that partner has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller just because of the fact there's so many more options out there nowadays. So you see somebody you genuinely interested in, genuinely want to talk to, shoot your shot. And while shooting your shot, it can be a simple, hey, try to start a conversation, and that conversation doesn't go anywhere, at least you tried. So I say, ladies, be more apt to start the first move. Not saying you have to set the first date up. Just saying be more open to open the guy up and have a conversation with him, let him go from there. Be okay with that. And now this whole situation did spark a conversation on my Instagram where somebody asked, do men prefer if the lady makes the first move? And I said it depends on the guy. There are some guys who would love the fact that a lady make the first move. We wouldn't care if the lady makes the first move. Go for it, shoot your shot, because we're interested in you. We're gonna respond back. If we're not, cool. We're gonna be cordial, but we wouldn't take it anywhere else. And by the way, making the first move doesn't mean you have to have sex. It doesn't mean you have to sleep with them. It doesn't mean you have to go on the date. It just means you're opening up the conversation. From there, see how the conversation goes. See if you even want to talk to this person on a date. Dating apps. ladies, if you see somebody on there, make that first move, because it could open up a conversation. Not saying it'll get you to a date, and then you can see if they constantly playing around. Like, are they gonna set the date up? Are they gonna set the date up? Or if they're not, move on. They missed their window of opportunity. But do men prefer women make the first move? It depends on the guy, and I would say more men will prefer the lady to make the first move, because like, it shows that we're desired. It shows the lady is interested in us. And then if we're interested in her and we're terrified of making that move, because whether that's going to change the friend dynamic, or it's going to change the dynamic of the gym, or whatever the case might be, or you don't want to feel like a creep and feel bothersome, at least that first move of, hey, how's it going, or something like that, at least gives the opportunity to start the conversation with you. And then from there, the guy can take it from there. Not saying that first move can lead to the first date. It just opening up the person to have a conversation and start the conversation. And then the guy doesn't want to take it to a date. That's fine. That's his loss. But start the conversation and leave it at that. I think one of the best things you can do, ladies, if you really want to get this guy to take you on a date, say, hey, I'd love to hang out with you sometime. I'd love to, meet somewhere and go on I don't even say go on a date, because I'd love to hang out with you. I'd love to get together sometime. And let the dude do that. And see what he does. If he chooses like a situation where he is like, hey, want to meet at my place? Nah, that's too casual. I want him to go on an actual date. Or you're like, hey, I want to take you on a date. Let's go on a date. So see what he does with that. If he starts with the place, meet me at my place, like, hey, that's not really for me. I didn't really mean that when I said I want to hang out. I meant like I want to, go on a date or go get a bite to eat, whatever the case may be. Do something, have a fun activity. Or you can say, hey, you want to be at my place? Like, no, that doesn't work for me. Can we go on a date, or can we, go do a movie, or suggest an activity and see what he says? And he's like, yeah, I'm down with that. And then watch his actions, see his movements. But the open up the conversation doesn't mean go on a date. It's get the guy to start talking and show the guy that you're interested in him. All right. Here's a few questions from Instagram threads that came across my feed. I thought was interesting. So this first one here, what's the nicest way to tell a man you're not interested? The nicest way to tell a man that you're not interested, pretty much is say, hey, it's fun. I had a good time talking to you, but I don't see this going forward. That's if you're in a talking stage. You don't see it going forward. But if a guy's like trying to talk to you, they haven't even got to the point where the first date, or haven't got to the point of doing like, they just actually making the first move, and you're not interested in them, you can tell them, hey, I think you're a good dude, but you're not for me, or I'm not looking to talk to anybody right now at this moment, or I'm, got other plans. I have a man, where the case would be. I wouldn't say I have a man. Gotta cut the guy off of the neck, because the man is saying, I have a man, always leave the door open for the guy, like, oh, she can be single eventually. Just say, hey, I have a type. This is what I'm into. This is not gonna work for me. And just let him know, cut him off with the head. Let him know. But the nicest way to let the guy know, like, hey, I don't think we're compatible. It's not gonna work for me. And say that. If you tell somebody we're not compatible, I think 9 times out of 10 they will know what's going on. Versus saying I have a man, where the case may be. Or you can say I don't have time for dating. I don't have time for a relationship. And that'd be another nice way to tell a guy, oh, okay, this not gonna work for you. Next question. As a man, why are you not fighting for the girl you want? Reciprocation. If the girl that I'm trying to talk to doesn't show any interest in me, doesn't show any care, I'm not going to put time and effort into that. It's too much work. When I can go meet another lady who I open the door for her and she says thank you, or I show up and give her flowers, she says thank you, she's appreciative of that. I'm not going to sit here and try to force somebody to be in a relationship with me, or force somebody to like me, when I can meet somebody who I don't have to force to like me. There's too many people out there in the world to try to force somebody to fall for you. So I'm not going to do that. If you want to play games, that's nice, but it's not going to work for me. Next one. Men, how do you know you're really over a woman? You're not thinking about her. You're not thinking about what she's up to. You're not thinking about what she's doing. Not thinking about the way you guys navigate through life together. You literally are okay and comfortable with yourself. And when you start talking to somebody else, you're not thinking about the things that you're doing with your ex. That's how you know you're over them. Is it a red flag for you if a girl/guy has never been in a relationship, and why? No, it's not a red flag. Like, maybe that person at the time was waiting for somebody to actually date, waiting for the right person to come along. It's not a red flag. I wouldn't look into it as a red flag. Matter of fact, I wouldn't care how many people they dated prior to me. Just enjoy yourself. The person you're talking to, is it fun? Are you having fun? Are you having a good time? How did that person make you feel? Did the person make you feel like you're on cloud nine, or the person making you feel like you're important? Like, you got to ask yourself those things. So I wouldn't care about the fact that they didn't have a relationship prior to you. I would care about the fact how they make me feel in the moment. I think James from the last episode, 2 weeks episode ago, he did a good job of bringing up how that person make you feel. How are they making you feel? Are they making you feel like you're the best thing on earth? Great. Continue dating them. If they don't make you feel that way and you're having thoughts about that, then don't date that person, regardless of the fact they have a relationship or not. It's not a red flag. Next one. How do you ask a woman to hang out as friends without making it seem like you want to date her? I wouldn't get sexual. I wouldn't bring up anything. I wouldn't bring up anything sexual with her. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bring up anything intimate as far as like trying to make a move or anything like that. Like, when you're trying to talk to a girl and actually be, in a relationship with somebody and try to make a move, we're trying to flirt with somebody. I wouldn't flirt with a girl who I'm not interested in to have a relationship with. I wouldn't do it. No need. I'll be cordial. I'll be nice, but I wouldn't flirt. And just if that person hits on you, just politely let them down and say, hey, I see you as a friend. I want to be friends with you, but I don't want to be in a relationship with you. And also establish boundaries from the beginning. I'm not looking to date. I'm just looking to have, looking to find a friend, and come like that from the jump. The moment you try to flirt with her, the moment you try to make it sexual, then this is going to be something more. Or she makes a comment like, why can't I find a guy like you? To me, that's more friend zone. But if a girl really try to get me out of the friend zone, and she said it to me, I'll be like, well, you will. If a girl said it to me, I'm like, you can find a guy like me. Just, I'm not that guy. So just have boundaries, and also don't make it flirty. I wouldn't do that with a girl that I was friends with. I'm not going to be flirty with them. So don't do that. All right, Reddit time. How long does it take to fully heal from a long-term relationship? Being in a 6-year relationship, my ex and I have seen each other grow. It's been half a year and I haven't moved on. How long will it take? Have you took the time to reflect on your relationship? Have you took the time to grieve your relationship? If you haven't done that, then you're going to constantly bring up the relationship. What you need to do is take a day and write down everything that you thought that was the future going to be. Write that down. Write down that you thought you guys were going to have wedding bells together. Write down you thought you guys going to be together on the sofa together at the age of 80 years old, watching whatever, who knows what. Write that down that you thought you going to have somebody you go to the coffee shop with at 90 and y'all sit next to each other and look outside and just people watch. Write that down. Write down those moments where you get to sit together on the couch and you're outside and you're swing and you see the sunset. Write that down. Write down how it made you feel, how that's no longer, your reality. Grieve. Have you grieved your relationship? And grieve what it is about it that you thought it was going to be. And those moments when that relationship comes up and comes back to hit you, because 6 years is a long time. When those times come back up to hit you, sit in it. Sit in it and grieve it. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel emotional, the fact that you're not with somebody you thought you was going to be with. And reflect. It's okay to reflect on your relationship. It's okay to reflect on your past relationship and understand this is what I like, this is what I love, and this is what I didn't like, and this is what I didn't love. And I'm going to meet somebody who's going to meet those qualities that I like and love, but also take away the things that I didn't like and love. And we're going to, I'm going to find somebody who better connect with me and better be a better compatibility partner for me. Let yourself grieve. That, I think the reason why people don't move on from relationships is because they don't grieve it. They hold on to that deniability that maybe we can get back together. Especially you're the one who got broken up with. You think you'll hold on like maybe it's not over. Maybe there's something out there. No. Sometimes you gotta accept the fact that it is over. Accept the fact that you guys tried. And that's okay. And then if life goes on and you got there and you date other people and you realize that, hey, this person I thought was really good for me, I'm gonna see what they're up to. And you feel that way after you took that journey to get better and grow and you reach out. But I wouldn't reach out to the one you got broken up with. I wouldn't do that. Let the one who broke up with them reach out. So your girlfriend broke up with you, or your ex broke up with you, let them reach out to you. and see how you feel when they reach out to you. If they don't reach out to you, then they moved on. Also, ask yourself why the relationship end, and go back over that. Was you being a problem? Was you causing issues? Was you being insecure? Well, then go work on yourself, and then understand that person might not come back. Understand that's something that happened. They got tired. Or was it the ones who were cheating? Was it the one causing problems? And you were like, hey, this wasn't for me, so I got out. But you have to grieve your relationship. If you do not grieve it, if you don't sit in it and understand that, hey, I had fun. It's not, this is reality. The life I thought we were going to have doesn't exist anymore. I'm going to move on. I'm going to be okay. But yeah, let yourself grieve it. Next one. Girlfriend and I have different views. I'm 27 male. My girlfriend 20 female. That's 27, 7-year gap. Have been dating for almost a year. So y'all met 2619. I guess your dating app profile was good that way. Was set up that way. We communicate and work really well together, but she has some more liberal views, strong opinions on affirmation, trans care for kids, and pro-pharma for general mental health. And I have different opinions on it. Additionally, I've been trying to get her to set some physical goals so she can stay mobile and active throughout the week. Last night, she said that she isn't able to meet my expectation when it comes to physical activity and doesn't think we're as compatible as we thought we were. She doesn't like to do the things I do for fun, like disc golf, hiking, biking, climbing, etc. An important note is that the physical activity and getting uncomfortable physically is a very high priority to me, and it's very much not so for her. She feels bad and feels like she holds me back physically. I just wanted her to be able to go get outside and appreciate the nature world more, but she feels bad and feels like she's holding me back physically. I just wanted, okay, sorry. She's been feeling, but she feels like I'm putting too much expectation on her and that she wants me to date someone that also has the same views on physical activity as I do, so I have D1 babies, LOL. Did you bring it up to her? It was rather upsetting for the both of us, considering we may not be compatible since this is our first serious relationship for both of us, and I'm being too hard on her in regards to selling healthy goals. Is our difference in views on mental health and trans activism really something? Why are you bringing up trans activism? Really something to be concerned about? She's one of the most compassionate people I ever met, and it sucks to think that things aren't going to work out between us. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend's physically lazy and has more liberal views than I do as a moderate. We think that we aren't compatible because I'm not willing to compromise on my views and she's not willing to compromise on her physical activities. Okay, so she's liberal, you're moderate, which doesn't sound like you're moderate, it sounds like you're conservative, but it is what it is. I'm not going to judge you off of that. Okay. One, let people be people. Let people be people. I can go down the rabbit hole on trans activism, which apparently, like, let people be people, man. What does trans activism have to do with your relationship? What does trans people have to do with your relationship? Absolutely nothing. And if your partner asks you, how you feel about trans people, you be like, my views on life is this, but I'll let them be them. That's okay. Let people be people. Do not ruin somebody else's joy. What are you doing? No, if people are not hurting anybody, if somebody's not hurting anybody, what does it matter whether they're trans, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, whatever umbrella they fall underneath the LGBTQA community? What does that matter? If they're good people and they're not dropping people, like shooting people up and stuff like that, what does it matter? Race, creed, color, height, weight, whatever the case would be. Let people be who they are. And then as far as like mental health, once again, let people be who they are. If somebody feel like they need to take medicine for their mental health, it's okay. That has nothing to do with your relationship. Now, if it comes down to, let's say you have a kid and your kids say, hey, dad, I'm gay, or hey, dad, I'm trans, or hey, dad, I'm this. Are you going to love your kids the same? If you're not, then you probably shouldn't date somebody who, one, you probably shouldn't have kids, to be honest, because kids going to choose what they want to be. But you have to be comfortable with that. You have to be. You have to be comfortable with one day your daughter might come and say, hey, I want to be considered as a he, and I want to be this. And you got to be comfortable with your son, be like, hey, I don't see myself as a male. I see myself as a female. I identify with that. And you have to be comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with your kids going to say those things to you one day. And you can say, hey, you know what? I love you regardless of what you say. Because that's what some people want, is acceptance in that way. But not trying to get super serious here. As far as the mental, physical activity side of things, as far as that goes, that is a lifestyle decision. Your lifestyles don't match up. It's not about if she's more physically fit than you or not. It's a lifestyle thing. You mentioned you want to have D1 babies. I mean, you probably should date somebody who's more willing to work out, who's more into working out, who's more into physical fitness, more into activities. You can't force your partner to get into things and hope your partner is going to be willing to get into those things. When you start dating your partner, you should see what they do and how they work, like how they move through life. They're like, you know, I like working out. Then you know right there and there, okay, I have a person who I can work out with. It sounds like you want a partner who works out with you. I get it. I'm the same way. But I'm not going to force my partner to work out with me. I'm going to date somebody who enjoys working out, who enjoys want to get into shape, who enjoys want to, you know, have physical fitness and have physical activities. I'm going to date a partner who's that way. Not because, you know, I want to try to take somebody who wants to sit on the couch all day, or who's somebody who's physically inactive and make them into what I believe. No, you can't mold somebody into something. Let that person live their life. And as far as political views, you guys can have two different political views. I know people who are Democrats and Republicans who are married to each other, and they like to have, you know, political discussions, and that's something that turns them on to each other. I know people who do that. But at the same time, you gotta let people live their life. So political views, unless you see like, hey, put yourself in a situation, what if your kid came out to you? How would you react to that? Your significant other, like, I'll be perfectly fine. You're like, I feel some kind of way about that. Then you probably shouldn't be together. Because one day your kid might come out to you like that, and you probably be like, well, it's not gonna work for me. But understand, if that kid comes out to you, you have a kid, and you two conservative people who don't want, you know, somebody who could be bisexual or gay in your family, understand that that kid's gonna go through some trauma. So you might want to start accepting that. I get it. You know, you're like, I'm religious and this is what I believe. That's fine. You gotta have that belief, but your kid is a person too. So you gotta have that conversation with your partner, understand what, put yourself in those scenarios. Those are tough conversations to have. This is a tough part of my episode. This is something that, I'm usually a lighthearted show, but this is a very deep thing that, heck, if somebody listens to me, might get upset at me. Fine, get upset. But you understand, people are people. Let people live their life. If they're not harming anybody or hurting anybody, let them live their life. And then as far as the physical activity side of things, that's a lifestyle thing. And you probably should date somebody else who has similar lifestyles as you. Just saying. It'd be much easier on you, much way to communicate and connect. Your relationship to me, in my book, is probably not going to last much longer. That's okay. That's okay. At least you learn right here and there what you want out of a partner. You want somebody who's more physically into physical activities and physical exercise. You want to go hiking, camping. You want to do that with somebody else. You want to do that with your significant other. You don't want to just sit there and let your significant other be at home while you're on a camping trip with everybody and their significant others. I get that. Go date somebody who's like that. Go date somebody who is into fitness and who could make D1 babies with you. Apparently that's been brought up before. That's why you said that. And as far as the political views, if you do not have liberal views, do not date somebody who's liberal. Plain and simple. Put that you're moderate, which is conservative. Put that on there and have fun with that. Have fun with dating somebody who's conservative, or moderate, and stuff like that. I just don't. I'm not trying to bash this person, but to me, it just doesn't fantasy me. Why do somebody else care about somebody else's gender? Like, why do you care? If that person is mentally healthy and happy and not attacking anybody, what does their gender, race, creed has to do with it? I just don't understand. I don't understand. Why put somebody down for being who they want to be? I don't know. You don't have to agree with somebody, but you do not have to like stop them from living their lives. It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me at all. All right, next one. My girlfriend thinks I'm in love with my best friend. I have been dating my girlfriend for less than 2 months. Oh, fresh love. But we have known each other for over 6 months. Everything has been great so far. She makes me happy. My family loves her. I'm willing to go get out of my comfort zone for her. I'm always thinking about her, and she feels she's same way about me. Typo. She feels the same way about me. However, we have fought about the same thing through our relationship. It's only been 2 months. She thinks I'm in love with my best friend so much that I don't even know it yet. That sounds like insecurity. This is a 7-year friendship. She is also married. I have ruminated on my own about navigating having a female best friend as a lesbian, and even prior to this relationship with my girlfriend, thought about the possibility that the feelings I had for her were more than friendly. My best friend knows me extremely well. What else would you expect after 7 years? She knew I was gay before I did. She finally figured it out and then had my first lesbian experience. I was relieved that I could clearly see that I'm not in love with my best friend. Wait, so hold on. And then had my first lesbian experience. I was relieved that I could clearly see I'm not in love with my best friend. Oh, so they got together. Okay. However, the question keeps coming up and starting arguments. My girlfriend is away for the summer. Only about 3 months, and we are seeing each other every 3 weeks. I have already visited her once. Okay, cool. So it's hard to show her the daily changes in my actual thought process because she is physically not here. She said that sometimes it's just the way I talk about my best friend or the things I do with her. However, I said before that because I've never been in a real relationship and don't have a lot of other friends, that I'm still learning what is a girlfriend thing and what is a best friend thing. Okay, I wholeheartedly know that I've had no feelings for my friend. I know what it's like to love someone because I love my girlfriend, but my words aren't enough. What else can I do? I'm not ready to give up on this relationship. So it's been 2 months you've been dating this girl, and she's already calling you out for being in love with your best friend who you know for 7 years, who apparently, and let me see here, 7 years. My girlfriend thought about the feelings. Well, 7 years, and she's also married. She is married. Your best friend is married. They are in a marriage, and your girlfriend is nervous about her. 2 months, insecurities. You've been together for somebody 7 years. Who one was there, one of the first people to call you out. Not call you out, but first person to reveal, but the first one to understand that you was gay. The first one to understand that that you came out to. One of the first people that you came out to. One of the first people that you tried, apparently what it says, had my first lesbian experience, and really that I could clearly say I'm not in love with my best friend. So you hooked up with her at one point and realized that y'all didn't work out together. Okay, 7 years though. 7 years and she's married. To me, I would tell your partner, tell your girlfriend that I am not in love with my best friend. And that's something you have to trust. She's been with my life for 7 years. You have to trust me. Watch my actions. I understand we're 3 months, we're away for each other for about 3 months. We see each other every month. I'm calling you. I'm reaching out to you, having these conversations with you. If you can't trust me, we're not going to be good together. Leave it at that. He's like, I want a partner who can trust me. You have to trust me. If you can't trust me, I'm sorry, we're not going to work out together. I understand you want to continue this relationship, but it's only been 2 months. This is a sign of somebody who's insecure, and these insecurities can grow. Imagine what a year can be like with them. They're going to make sure you're not having friends who are females because of the fact that they're afraid that you're going to run off on them. You gotta say, hey, I'm sorry, but that doesn't work for me. You gotta trust me as a partner. I'm gonna have female friends. It's a part of who I am. My girlfriend, my friend, my best friend, she's not going anywhere. We've been together for 7 years. I know her for 7 years. She has my back. She's been with me my ups and downs. I'm not cutting her out of my life. And that's something where we're gonna be together for 2 months. 9 times out of 10, this relationship is not gonna last longer. Jared Freed said it before. He said 9 out of 10 relationships ends in a breakup. The 10th one ends in a divorce 50% of the time. It's an old mindset he has on older episodes, but it's actually something you really think about it. It's true. If you're really dating one person, you're looking to meet one person to date for the rest of your life, to be together in a companionship, unless you're looking for casual dating. So what else can you do? Just say, hey, you have to trust me. And then if their partner doesn't trust you anymore, then you might have to leave this relationship. Say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to be with a partner who doesn't trust me and understand that this is where I'm here for. I'm here to date you. And that person doesn't want to do that. Hey, it's been fun, but I gotta go. I enjoy having our time together. I love you, but I need somebody who can trust me and understand that I'm a person too, and I'm gonna live my life this way. We're going to do 2 more Reddit posts, and then we'll go ahead and get into some TikToks. So, this is one right here. How long is it going to take for dating apps to work for an average man? 9 years and still no second date yet. Been on a date with 2 separate women yesterday. 2 separate women yesterday. On one date? One has unmatched, and another one said we should be friends. Matched with a woman yesterday after a couple of hours of texting. She just said she's unmatching without telling me why. At least she gave you the heads up. It's been like this for 9 years. I installed my first app when I turned 18 because I'd never been on a date before and I wanted to start. Now I'm 27. Still haven't been in a relationship yet. No chemistry, no spark between, not for each other, different vibes. We vibe better as friends and over 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 again. It's if not just outright ghosting immediately after first dates. While other people been on their 5th relationship in that same timeline. When is it going to work for me? And he said win-win, like they win, win. Look, man. Dating is not a race. It's not a race. Do not compare yourself to others. Comparison is a thief of joy. Let's bring that back. Do not compare yourself to others. It's going to take time. My first relationship actually was in college. I'll take it back. I was 19. My next relationship didn't happen until I was 25. And my next one after that didn't happen until I was like 27. So, and 2 of them were from in-person meetings, college, and then a friend of a friend. And then the other ones was actually on dating apps. I did go on a lot of first dates between the second and third dates, the second and third girlfriends. I did go on a lot of dates before I met somebody who I was like, hey, let's go on a 3rd date. Let's go on a 4th date. It's going to take time. Ask yourself, are you meeting people that you actually want to talk to? Or are you just meeting people who you just think like, oh, this person looks cute, but we have no connection with? Are you jumping straight to, once again, congratulations for getting on to the first date. Congrats. But are you jumping straight to, hey, we matched, let's go get something to drink. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go meet. Like, are you having at least a conversation, start something up, at least figure out if this person's even into the same things you're into? There's a compatibility. Are you doing that? And then when you're on these dates, are you just sitting there on the side, like next to her, just looking at her, and not, and doing a hug? Are you trying to, like, not touch, but like a hug, holding hands, whatever it can be? Are you doing those things? Are you not doing that? Are you just sitting there just kind of like afar from her, where you're like, this is the friendship kind of vibe versus a partner, somebody I can get, see myself with kind of vibe? Are you not making it intimate for them? Are you going on coffee dates and not going on like an actual date where you set the tone, where if you sit next to them and you hug them, and see how they feel. Are you trying to hold their hands, or ask, can I hold your hands? Can I kiss at the end of the day? Are you doing those things? Or you're not setting up where it makes you seem to be more of a partner versus a best friend? Cause I want to date with somebody, I didn't try to kiss them. I'm pretty much sitting like, hey, this could be a friendship down the line. This is not, a actual partner. Now, granted, I don't kiss on the first date. To me, get to know the person, see if I want to be with them, and then the second day I try to make a move. If I was like really want to get to know them on a more girlfriend level or a sexual level. Are you doing that? Or are you just making it where you guys are just having like friendly conversation? You're not making it like, hey, what are you looking for? I don't know what you're looking for. You should be on a dating app. But like, I don't know how you like to spend your weekend. Make it a little more intimate. How you see yourself with a partner. What are your things you like doing? Are you doing that kind of stuff? Or you're just making it purely, hey, this is a friend. We're not getting any closer. You got to make it a little intimate on dates. If you're not trying to be intimate and not trying to be sexual, you don't need to be super sexual, but be a little more intimate. A hug, holding hands, somewhat physical, or set up the scene where it looks like to be with a partner. If you're not doing that, and then a goodbye hug, walk into the car, open the door for her, are you doing these things? If you're not doing that, paying for the first date, if you're not doing things that show that like, hey, you're looking for more than just best friend vibe. I'm not paying for my friend's food. Not. Unless we all got together and I was like, want to be generous, like, hey, I got you, don't worry about it. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not paying for my friend's meals. I'm not. On a date, I'm going to pay for my partner's date. I pay for my partner's food. If you're doing those things or you're not doing those things, that kind of sets you up for more like, oh, this is a relationship and this is more of a date. It's about the intent. Are you going out there purely to have that intimacy and move on to the next date? Or you're just like, I'm just being friendly. So, and give it time. You're 27, don't rush it. You'll find somebody. But to me, it seems like you're not trying to make moves. You get onto the date, but you're kind of feel standoffish, and you have to become physical at one point. Like, you have to be. Whether that's hugging, kissing, or holding hands, you gotta do something. If you're just sitting there off standoffish, it's gonna feel like a best friend and not a partner. And it could be sitting next to her. You sit next to her and instead of having your hands in your arms, put your arm around her shoulder. See how she feels. If she move away from you, then put your arm back here. Like, oh, okay. Or if she leans into you or she puts her hands on you, are you like moving her hand away, or are you holding to her hand? Are you gonna grab her hand? If you don't grab her to her hand, she'll be like, well, this person doesn't really want to talk to me. I don't feel physical with this person. So that's what it is. All right, I thought I was gonna do 2 more, but I might just leave it at that. And let's go ahead and get to some TikToks. So this first one here is from, this is Instagram Reels. And I actually don't have the name of them. So hopefully we get the name here later. But what this one is about is telling my husband our marriage license expired. Can't believe he did this. Let's see what is being did.
You know what I found out today?
What?
Our marriage license expired.
Wait, we not married no more?
It's expired. We gotta renew it. Why are you happy? What are you laughing about? Why are you smiling?
Nay,
Why are you smiling? And
Nay,
now you stuttering.
Nay, I was not smiling.
You're still smiling.
I'm just looking at you because you're beautiful. And I smile because you're so beautiful. But look, that was an emotion of concern.
But you're smiling.
I said, wait, we're not married?
You did not say it like that.
Yes, I did. I said,
no, because it sounded like you was excited to not be married no more.
Come on.
And you still smiling. How's that? Look at your face.
Nay, I said,
you should not be smiling. You should be in disbelief.
I was
you should
like,
be crying.
You didn't see me? I'm like this. You was turned that way. I was like, wait, we're not married anymore?
Oh my God. So what are you gonna do? You gonna fix it?
I didn't even know they expired.
They expired.
I can
like
get it,
anything else.
I can get it renewed like in the fall if you want me to.
In the fall? It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure like the lines be long and stuff. I could probably gotta like
renew it in the fall.
Yeah, you gotta probably schedule an appointment, right?
Be for real.
Just like getting
in the fall. What do you have planned?
I guess I gotta figure.
What do you have planned?
All right, how do I get it renewed? I'll get it renewed
right now.
Okay, Send me the website.
Yeah, in the fall is crazy. You know what I found out?
Naomi, it's Naomi Marie is her name. This could be a skit, and I hope it is a skit because that's messed up the way she reacted to him. Now, was he smiling? Yes, he was smiling. And I'm willing to bet it was a skit because the way he was acting like, oh, I was like this when you turned around. Like, oh my gosh, no. Which to me, that's somebody doing a joke. They would do that like that. In the fall, her emphasis on her voice and tone as well. So that they're playing around. Now, the kid doesn't think of that way, which the kid's probably like, oh my gosh, this is real, which it's not. To me, if this is serious, you shouldn't joke around about stuff like that. Because if your partner does show like that kind of emotion, like, oh, you tell me we're not married anymore? We can just be back to boyfriend and girlfriend and we can be like whatever. Another video I posted, do not ask questions to answers you do not want. Do not ask questions to get answers you do not want. Because you get those answers, you're like, I'm mad now that you answered it correctly and truthfully. How dare you? Like, if you don't want to know what the response is, do not ask those questions. Apparently, she thought he was going to be more like, oh my gosh, babe, I gotta go get this fixed. I'm calling right now. No, he had a smile on his face. He was like, oh, you tell me we're not dating again? Or we're not married again? We're just back to dating? Hey, yo, like, don't ask questions to answers you do not want. If you don't want the answer, and you're gonna be mad at the answer, because it's not gonna go the way you think it goes. He's not a mind reader. She's not a mind reader. Don't put somebody through a test. Tests are not fun. Now, should marriage license expire? I actually think they should expire. I think that'd be kind of cool to see somebody's level of relationship. Like I remember what Dr. James Sexton, he's not a doctor actually, he's a divorce lawyer. He mentioned like after 7 years, a marriage license expires. Then you can see after 7 years, I think 7 years is where like the relationships don't start taking a turn, whatever the case may be. You can learn right then and there that like, okay, this person want to continue another 7 years with me. Let's see how this goes. I think that'd be a great way. I think, matter of fact, whoever made marriage license, I think they should incorporate that. That'd be cool. I think that should be a legit change. Because then you can see people change over the years and see, okay, you want to continue being together another 7 years, then you have another wedding. Or you can be like, you know what, this is not for me. I think marriage license should expire just because stuff happens, people change. But do not put your partner through tests. That I feel bad for this baby, because this baby girl here, she's like, what is going on? Mom and dad mad at each other? They don't have to say, hey, we're joking with each other, playing around. But do not ask questions to answers you do not want. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to the next one. Oh, Emily King is back. Let's see what Emily King has to say.
With the way my dating life is going right now, I feel like I'm going to be single for a long time. Like a long time. I literally just cannot stand. I cannot stand these vanilla ass men. You're boring. You don't intrigue me. And at this point, I'm like losing faith in all men. I just feel like they all want one thing. And if that's what you want, I'm the wrong bitch. Go somewhere else. I cannot tell another man what I like to do on my free time. I can't do it. And I don't give my attention to anybody. And when I'm finally like, oh, like, he's cute. Like, let me talk to him. You're boring. You're boring. You suck.
How do you think men feel when they're typically the ones pulling all of the weight, and in response, they get one-worded responses, 2-hour gaps in conversation, and 0 initiation? The bottom line is that a lot of men today feel like it is pulling teeth to get to know a woman. So if you as a woman don't even want to talk about your hobbies, yet you're telling men that they're too vanilla, they're boring. I'm sorry, is he the only one that's supposed to bring joy and excitement to your life, but you don't provide anything back to him?
Interesting. Yeah, to tell somebody they're boring, or all men are boring, vanilla ass man. Secure relationships are Boring is not the answer. Secure relationships don't really bring that much drama. And people who are secure and people who want to have a healthy relationship, they're not going to be toxic. Are you looking for somebody, when you say boring ass man, what are you referring to? Because you said they only want one thing. Is it sex? Is that what you're referring to? Men only want sex? Because that is a conversation in of itself. But if you're like, no, they're not sex, they're just boring, which means what? They don't take you on dates? So like, what does boring mean? What does vanilla ass mean? That's a question that I wish you would elaborate more on. She's like, they want to talk about one thing. They want to do this one thing. Or they want to talk about, like, my free time. Yeah, because they're trying to figure out what you're into. They're trying to get to know you. That's why they ask about what your free time is, especially when you start dating somebody. Let's say you met on an app. I'm going to ask, hey, how you like to spend your free time? What's one of the ways you like to spend your perfect day off? No work, no responsibility. How you like spending your time? Because I want to know if I can see myself spending time with you. If I can't see myself sitting, crocheting with you, I'm not going to be the one to do crochets with you. If I not see myself doing puzzles with you, I'm not going to see myself doing puzzles with you. But I can see myself working out with you, I'm going to work out with you. I think that'd be fun time to spend time with my partner. So that's why the guys asking questions. Now, they only want sex. That's something else. Then you just talk to somebody who has more than just sex to give, who has more than like a conversation, a personality to give. But to me, what are you referring to as boring ass men? And back to what Emily King said, yeah, like there are times where a guy feel like he had to pull teeth to get to talk to a woman, but if you feel like you had to pull teeth to talk to a woman you really want to talk to, then she's not the one for you. You gotta move on. Don't give up on dating. Just understand that this lady's just not for you. She wasn't interested. But this girl, like, I want to give a guy a chance, and then he's boring. Boring is good. Healthy can be boring. You don't need a toxic partner. You don't need somebody you're stressing your hair out and trying to figure out what they're going through your phone and figure out if they're cheating and stuff like that. You don't want that. Yeah, it's fun to talk about that with your friends, be frustrated over it, and your friends like, F him, we don't want him here. Yeah, it's cool to have friends who hop in on your back and like, yeah, I feel bad for me, I'm going through this, and he's a jerk. But why are you still with him? Oh, because it's exciting. I don't know whether or not he's coming home tonight. I don't know if he's underneath somebody else's body. I don't know. You don't want that. You want a partner who you can grow with, be secure with, who you enjoy, have time with, enjoy things with, enjoy your guys' passions and have things to do and just express and share with each other. You want a partner who you can grow and enjoy life with. You don't want a partner who you have to sit there and worry about what they're doing 24/7, because that's just not healthy. And you don't need somebody where you invest so much into their life that you forget about yours. You don't want somebody you invest so much into their life where you forget about theirs. Forget about yours. Because you forget about yours, then you no longer have a life. When that person says, not for me, I'm out, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself. I gotta start all over again. No, you should be so comfortable with who you are and who yourself that the person is choosing you. They're choosing you because they want to be there. Like you're choosing them like you want to be there. Not because they are your life. You don't want that partner. So it's okay to date boring. Boring is healthy. Toxic, you don't need that. You don't need that stress on you. Life is too stressful as is. Why you want to add a toxic person to your life? So date some boring ass men. Enjoy that. Have fun. All right, we'll do one more video before we call it a day. And this is from Young Jeff _5. Oh, Young Jeff is back. But pictures with Chris Brown. If I'm taking a picture, let's see what this is about.
Risk your relationship for a picture with Chris Brown?
If a man is secure within himself, it should not matter if I'm taking a picture with Chris.
Perfect. With her logic, that means women shouldn't feel some type of way about men liking pictures on Instagram. If you as a woman, I don't care what your skin tone is, if you as a woman can sit up here and acknowledge that it's okay for you to put your booty on another man's Johnson, that you sit up here and fantasize about and take a picture and spend all this money, but yet you want to sit up here and say you don't want to spend any money in your household, that man should be able to go like another woman's picture on Instagram, and you can't sit up here and say anything because then you're giving insecure. Starting to learn, a lot of you never learned what the word principal was. When I tell you the word principal, you think of what's in charge of a middle school, high school, or elementary school. And you don't know the definition of it's the principle of things. With that also being said, so many of you ask men to be vulnerable and tell you how they feel, and a bunch of men have explained in multiple different ways how they feel about this topic, and y'all are very quick to dismiss everything they feel because you don't feel like it's fair and it's controlling. Once again, we have another topic where it's time for women to stand on their ground and show men how it's done about listening to their partner's feelings, and they do the exact same thing that they complain about that all men do. My point is, most of these topics are not gender exclusive. It's what people do, and some people are more selfish than others.
So the Chris Brown situation, if you guys been following YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all social media stuff, Chris Brown is charging like $1,000 to take a picture with him, and ladies are flying to wherever or going to wherever to take a picture with Chris Brown, and these photos are interesting. Like, girls are like hopping on his arm, so he's grabbing him by the butt. There's girls who like he's like legit holding, like he's twerking with them, and they're very interesting pictures. Like, he's not like grabbing behind the back, he is grabbing the booty and everything. Now, with that logic, like, ladies shouldn't get mad that their boyfriend or husband is liking pictures of women on Instagram or OnlyFans, or looking at Playboy. That's something I thought about before. The Playboy thing. People talk about the Playboy magazines. OnlyFans is pretty much Playboy. People paying for Playboy subscription, you're paying for OnlyFans stuff. And to me, I had no idea how families dealt with that. I guess guys could hide it back in the day. They just put it underneath the bed, whatever the case would be. Then you find a Playboy stack of your father's stuff. Anyway, there's so many movies about that kind of thing and TV shows. But back to the situation with that. Yeah, ladies, if you are somebody who are like, hey, me and my partner, we can look at pictures, we can go talk to whoever, I can pay $1,000, have fun. But ladies, like, you can't go get a picture with Chris Brown and him grabbing your booty and like pretending to hump you, and then get mad at your significant other for liking a swimsuit model's Instagram picture. You can't do that. You legit took a picture with Chris Brown, paid thousands of dollars for. You can't get mad at that. Now, as a guy, you're like, hey, I don't want my girlfriend or my wife to go take a picture with Chris Brown, spend $1,000. Then you can't get upset with liking. You can't like women's pictures on Instagram and Facebook. It has to be equal. It has to be equal. If you're okay with your partner going to take a picture with Chris Brown, spend $1,000, go for it. Then your partner should be okay with you getting on OnlyFans and spending, X amount of dollars for an OnlyFans model, just not creating a connection. You're paying for it, paying for the picture, you're paying for the OnlyFans model. Like, it's the same exact thing. Chris Brown doesn't need the money, though. I don't know why he's charging people thousands of dollars, but that's him. But to me, in that scenario, it depends on your dynamic of relationship. And you can't get mad about one or the other. If your partner is okay with taking a picture with Chris Brown, spending $1,000, let your partner do that. Hopefully you should be able to have the same kind of liberty to go, meet, I don't even know, Meg Thee Stallion and take a picture with her. I don't think Meg Thee Stallion would do that. Maybe Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. Like, I feel like it should be the same kind of thing. Like, it should be equal in that scenario. If I'm able to go do these things, then you should be able to do the same thing. If you feel like your partner is not able to do that, and you're upset at your partner for doing that, and your partner should be upset at you for liking pictures on Instagram. I think it's the same exact thing. Or liking an OnlyFans model picture and paying for OnlyFans. It should be the same exact way. Those guys who go to AMV conventions, adult video, I guess AVN. It's AVN. Go to the adult industry convention. It's the same exact thing. Like, you gotta be equal when it comes to that thing. You can't be the one like, well, I'm the only one who can go experience a picture with Chris Brown. You can't like any other women. You're taking a picture with Chris Brown that you're fantasizing over. Like, if Chris Brown gave you the opportunity to hit, you probably like, hey, Chris Brown wanted to smash. I smashed Chris Brown. Hey, have fun. But just make sure you're on the equal ground. You have that communication with your partner. Communication. All right. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. See you guys in the next episode. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate y'all, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.